Subject to monitoring. Hang up to decline the call or to accept. Dial 5 now. If you wish to decline this call, hang up.
David? David? David?
Oh, hi. How you doing?
Hey, man. I'm doing good. I was on the radio earlier today, and also I just read your letter to the Bundys. It took me about 30 minutes into YouTube, plus I forwarded it to Gavin and Kelly and John, who I hope will forward it to the Bundys. And I'm going to be reviewing the rest of your emails that are coming in. You produce a lot of material, man.
Did you get a retribution?
Well, you know, we had a head start, and a lot of that material was created in the early 90s and late 80s, you know. It's like those legal briefs. Grozade helped me write them, that and Charlie Crumb. But that Doug Nolan brief is very interesting because they never could answer that. They just surrendered and let him keep his claims without paying the fees. They were going to take his land away.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So,
another
you notice,
yeah. I'm sorry.
I kind of bounce back and forth between between the correct Constitution and the original Constitution. But it was written in such a way where they just tied them up. In other words, they couldn't answer. Because you know, for instance, I'm pretty sick. You know, for instance, that,
what's making you sick?
Well, it's not the fact that I got all this silver in me and I still get the flu. That's why I was so disappointed in the silver. I have so much silver in me, I literally look blue when I get out in the sunlight.
Hey, David, I don't like to compliment people most of the time because I think it's phony baloney, but I just want to give you a compliment because I listened to you on that Lou show, and I listen, like Rudy said, to talk radio every day of the week, all day long, and I never hear anybody as witty and charming and intelligent and articulate and funny, and I just want to tell you that listening to you, I can tell you're a true blue, honest, peace-loving man.
Yeah, what I did was I quit teaching anything about the law, and I got involved in medicine. But in 1988, I had skin cancer all over, and they were cancer warts. And that's when I started, checking on the, ideas for cancer. But we have quite a history there,
Yeah.
But anyway, I know for a fact, if you look at the argument in that Nolan brief, I mean, I'm sitting there telling these people that the U.S. Constitution does this and that, and I also make the statement that, Nevada owns the land, not the federal government, but you know good and well that the state of Nevada is a subcorporation of the U.S.
I don't doubt it at all. Have you ever heard of a term by the United States Constitutional Rangers? Just curious.
No.
Okay. Go ahead with your thought about the state of. But Ed Brown is a member of the United States Constitutional Rangers. He had an eight-month standoff with the IRS in New Hampshire, and he's been in prison for 10 years. But anyway, you were talking about Nevada being a corporation.
I just wanted to point out that, that even when I made that argument, I knew the argument was a little bit wrong because I knew how could the parent corporation not own what's owned by the subcorporation? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
But I wrote that in such a way that they freaked and they ran for the hills.
Yeah.
Because they just don't want to talk about this. See, I didn't jump up and start talking UCC and all the stuff everybody else was talking. I came at this through the land issue. That man Mitchell, you read my letter about Mitchell. He had 750,000 acres of land.
Yeah.
He bought. Howard Hughes gave him the money. He was my friend. And the feds took the land from him when Carter was in the White House.
Yeah. That's
so
terrible. Yeah.
I actually found all these concepts by going to the archives and starting at the when the founding fathers created the country, and then worked my way up. So I came at this different than everybody else.
You know,
if that makes any sense.
yeah, no, it sounds like you have an incredible history on this type of knowledge, which you're not the only one that speaks like this, but I've yet to see a particular book. You know, you mentioned the U.S. Styles Manual that mentions uppercases, vivid personification, and things like that, but have you ever seen like one cohesive book that covers all of the things that you talk about and others talk about? That's, you know, no, yeah, right.
I haven't.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I just never have read anything like it. But those briefs are really interesting reads.
Yeah.
Now, the Barasini, I mean, these are famous people. That was, you know, the orangutan in Any Which Way But Loose. That was Clyde the Barasini, or Clyde the orangutan. And I saved Clyde from the Department of Agriculture. So, you know, what Christ did was he taught a little bit of law, but he spent most of his time healing the sick. And
This call is from a federal prison.
he was out healing people and feeding people. And, you know, this is what his mission was. And he would teach also. So instead of sitting here trying to teach a bunch of law that really just makes everybody angry, I just jumped into the minerals. And I told you originally I was just trying to do something that would pay for airtime. I really did not know that I was going to be able to knock the common cold out in 2 hours. I just never had that thought, you know? And it got to the point where you don't even have to worry about AIDS and malaria anymore, because as long as you got a gallon of that copper water,
well, and yeah,
deworm every couple months.
Well, yeah, let's talk about that. But first, yeah, go ahead.
Eat your steaks raw.
Well, you know, the first thing is, you know, your father wrote a book. You know about it. I'm sure you've read it. I've read the whole thing into YouTube, and I've got it on one video now. It took me over 9 hours of reading. But if somebody wants to listen to that, because people don't buy books anymore, and they don't sit in front of the computer, they'll listen to something though as they're driving down the road. So I just want to let you know we have one video. The entire book is on YouTube. Also, this copper water, I've got to, you know, I know Guy's been very busy over the last few days with everything that's been going on, but I need to get a hold of that. I want to start testing it myself, and I've got some friends that have MS. I've got some friends whose, you know, fathers have cancer, and you know, they obviously want some of this stuff. But then also, I think one of the keys to getting you out of prison is we have to, you know, get a prototype working of this Galt generator, and that puts a lot of pressure on Guy and Jeremiah. But at the same time, if this thing really starts taking off, it could bring a lot of attention to your case, and of course, you're going to bring attention to other political prisoners too. So I see that as possibly a method going forward. And
positive.
Yeah.
That's a positive. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping to give you the tools you need to get everybody's attention, because nobody really cares about prisoners that much. Most people only care about themselves, and you know, it's okay, especially when people are sick. They're worried about themselves, you know.
Yeah. No, I understand. I completely understand. So yeah,
you have to understand one thing.
Yep.
I'm losing my voice. The RDA on the copper, for instance, is I think a tablespoon a day. But unless you have a threshold amount in your bloodstream, it doesn't kill anything. You know what I'm saying? In other words, it takes, say, 15 parts per million in your blood, in your lymph system, to cause all the critters to die. You take a tablespoon of copper at 100 parts per million, like we used to sell, that's not really enough copper to do the job under that concept called NTS. Non-toxic saturation safe was a concept I developed where I said, okay, we made it non-toxic. We can drink a lot of it now. We found out, hey, copper kills all viruses, all nitrogen-breathing pathogens, and copper kills all parasites, like the brain-eating amoeba and the Leishman's and the Gulf War syndrome, you know? Copper's supposed to kill all that. So the question becomes is, did we take enough to do the job? So I'm thinking if somebody has MS, they might want to start with something like a 1 ounce with each meal.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 ounces just to get started the first meal, and maybe 1 ounce ongoing.
Well, you know,
if that doesn't work, you know.
Yeah, you mentioned we could put it in a smoothie too, right? I drink fruit smoothies all the time. There would be nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I told you the only thing negative copper is if you take it on an empty stomach, it'll give you the dry heaves.
What about this thing called
negative at all?
Yeah. What about this thing with Art Bell called Herxheimers? Who needs to? How does that? Where does that come in? And when do we need to be concerned about Herxheimers?
Herxheimers is caused, like, what Art Bell did was we dewormed him. We killed all of his parasites. So if you've got, say, 250,000 parasites, I'm talking the microscopic ones, in your bloodstream, and they all drop dead, before they die, they try to crawl out of your skin, and it looks like a rash. And then as they decompose, you end up feeling like you have flu symptoms, and you actually get sick because you have decomposing little bugs in your bloodstream. That's not a good thing.
Yeah, it doesn't sound
but,
like a lot of fun. How often do you expect that to happen? I mean, we're going to have bugs crawling out from our skin and dying on the way.
The first time I drank enough copper, an 8-ounce glass, it took about 20 minutes. I felt a big worm crawling across my forehead under my scalp.
This doesn't sound like...
And I went into a Burger King, and I was telling the girl behind the counter, I says, I read a book called What Come Home to Dinner. Almost everybody has parasites. And she put her hands over her ears, and she went, oh! She did not want to hear it.
Yeah.
Most people don't want to know that they've got parasites in them. They just don't want to know about it.
Well, yeah, I would...
There's like 10,000 different kinds of microscopic parasites.
I understand. Oh, my goodness. Well,
you know what you ought to do sometime is, why don't you interview a woman named Vay Danzy? Guy can give you her number. She was one of my big distributors. She lives in Salt Lake. And she has a dark screen microscope. And what she used to do is, prick their finger and put it under the dark screen microscope, and she'd put it on the wall, and you could actually see the parasites buzzing around in your blood.
Yeah, my goodness.
And it's just kind of interesting. Yeah.
What percentage of people do you think will experience Herxheimers like Art Bell? Is it like 10%, less than 5, 20, 30? I mean, any idea?
With the copper, I would say more than half.
Wow. So when people start first taking this copper water, I mean, the over half of them are going to get pretty dang sick, right? I mean, it sounds like they're going to experience some...
Well, that's why I keep telling people to take enough to raise the level in your blood, enough to do the job.
Yeah.
Because if it's only a little bit of poison, if something's poisonous for a parasite, and you only have a little bit of that bug spray in your blood, it's not going to die. But you'll know the reaction when there's two kinds of parasites. There's the big ones, they thrash violently, and you can feel them crawling under your skin. That's real freaky.
Okay.
Then the little ones show up in tender areas like your wrists and inside of your leg there, where the skin is real sensitive.
Yeah.
It'll look like a rash. And what happens is, this one woman, Elizabeth Moore, she had a situation where she had picked up in her mission for the Catholic, maybe she's a Baptist, I'm not sure, but she was a missionary in Africa, and she come back, and she had hearing aids, and she couldn't hear, and she drank the copper water. And she called me up and said, I'm going to sue you. I'm suing you. I said, well, what's wrong, Elizabeth? She says, all I can do is crawl like a dog. I can't walk across the room. What did you do to me? Well, what it was she had these little worms in her eustachian tubes. That's why she had the hearing aids, okay? And when she drank that copper water, vertigo set in. I mean, really, these little worms were just thrashing around violently in her inner ear, and all of a sudden, all she could do was crawl across the floor like a dog. So it wasn't much fun for her. But what she did, instead of suing me, she came out and hugged me and gave me her hearing aids. She
can hear now.
Huh?
Because she can hear now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
She gave me her hearing aids.
Okay.
Her hearing.
Well, that's amazing. When is your hearing? When will we know, like, if there's going to be a decision about, what's going to happen? Do you know any day or?
It might be a couple of weeks, but
we're praying. We're praying, David.
I'll try to call you every day if I can.
Okay.
Keep up the good work, and I sent you an email this morning for Grassley.
Okay.
I think maybe Wells ought to interview Grassley to help the prisoners.
That would be great if he did.
I don't know if you like that idea. We ought to get some talk show host to interview Grassley.
Okay.
The talk show host can get Grassley on the phone.
Yeah. God bless you, David. We love you.